Hey, hola, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Yes, we're live today. I can already see everybody in the chat. We got Jennifer popping in. We got Zach, Ethan, what's up? Just Work, Jason P, Brian, East Coast, plenty of guys. I saw Josh in here. Uh, I know I saw a few other ones, but what's up, everybody? So, like I said, we're back today, back for another episode, another live one. We have a group chat going on today. So, welcome to the Reliable HVACR podcast. I appreciate everybody tuning in here on YouTube. And if you're listening over on the podcast, I really appreciate that. I'm really only here because of you all, right? If you guys are here showing up, then I'm going to keep showing up. Today we have the newest additions to one of my favorite companies ever, which is Refrigeration Technologies. We'll be live with two guests for a little roundtable talk, getting to know these women in the industry. But real quick, I want to thank the newest sponsor of the podcast, of course, helping out to get these awesome episodes out to you guys. Um, First up, if you ever have an annoying issue with that you could have resolved, if only you'd seen what the other person on the line was seeing, especially when you're backed up, have a million places to be, where you can say goodbye to that frustration with Tether It Now. It lets you step right into the situation remotely without any mobile apps or software downloads. Use live augmented reality tools to guide simple fixes, access the situation before you have to get out there, reduce wasted trips, boost first time fixes, and increase customer satisfaction. That's what we're trying to do, right? No apps, no downloads, just a text message link to connect. The future of remote support has arrived. Learn more at visalogic.com/HVAC. And of course, another sponsor of the show is my favorite CRM, Jobber. Quote, invoice quickly, and just be more efficient. People like us can't be behind a desk. You can use Jobber on the go, on the job site with their mobile app, or any device that uses a browser with internet. You can also schedule jobs, dispatch texts, reoccurring jobs like maintenance, real time, price lists, and the list goes on and on. It's affordable, it looks very professional, and it helps you get paid quicker in the end. And if you're still using a pen and paper, it's a no brainer. Visit getjobber.com/reliable HVACR. Now, let's get on with the show. Please help me welcome the newest ladies over at Refrigeration Technologies. We have Ashley and Becca. How are you all?
Good. How are you?
How's the weather out there? Because I know Becca, you're from Colorado, but it's not that cold today, was it?
No, it was like almost 70 degrees today. So who knows?
And you guys had like snow recently?
Yeah, right before Halloween, there was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 inches of snow. And then 2 days later, it was all gone. So we get it all here, which is kind of nice.
I thought Texas was bipolar with the weather. How about you, Ashley? I know you're over there in Arizona. You're
Yeah,
always giving us weather updates. How's it today?
it was a solid 85 today. So, what's winter, what's fall? We don't have that.
Yeah, that's how we are here. We had like a cold, but I hate when it gets cold here because we don't get it that often, and then like all the rain comes with it because we're by the coast. So like it's been raining nonstop for like 3 days, and then today it got really hot, 85 degrees. So
That's
it,
confusing.
it's
It's rude, really.
yeah, it's a whole thing. I just like asking because being an HVAC tech, weather is kind of important in what we do. Not only just because we're outside on the roof, it affects the equipment we work on, and obviously we have products like Refrigeration Technologies that have our backs.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
So okay, so I went over where you all are from. You're from Colorado, and you're from Arizona. uh, so what I wanted to talk about today was how you all are basically in the trade, right? I mean, you guys have to know what we do and the products that we use, specifically the ones that you guys sell. And that's a lot of information to take in, I can imagine. So have you guys had any experience prior to working at Refrigeration Technologies in the trades in general?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll go first if you don't mind.
Yeah, I forgot to
So
mention that in the before the show. Like we're gonna take turns. I guess Ashley will take the lead.
yeah. So I had like 5 years of previous experience with a distributor manufacturer, doing sales and marketing. And then before that, I had sales experience, just not in this industry. So that's kind of my background. I'll sling it off to Becca.
Yeah. So yeah, I worked previously for a press fitting manufacturer, that everyone's probably really familiar with. That was 6 years ago. So I've been in the plumbing side of things, plumbing, a little bit of HVAC.
hmm
And then, yeah, just moved into this role with refrigeration tech, and now I'm full HVAC.
She's
And
hot for HVAC.
how
Hot for
many?
HVAC, exactly.
That's right. How many years was that at the plumbing company?
I was there for 6 years.
6 years.
I joined them I joined VIA in 2017. Um,
hmm
I was recruited to work there. I previously worked in broadcast. So
I had seen that. So you were I had seen that you worked for, was it the Denver Nuggets? Because I'm a big basketball fan.
yeah, so when I was in college, going to school for journalism, broadcast, actually interned with the Denver Nuggets and the Avalanche. So I worked for Cronky Sports Enterprises, which was awesome. So I did that for a few years, and I got to interview basketball players. So I'm sure that's the picture you saw on my Instagram, was like
Yeah,
me.
with Kleza, I recognize that
Yes.
player.
Oh my gosh, no one ever recognizes him. So he was
That was
the
what, like 2007?
yes. Yes.
Yeah, they had a good team that year. I'm a big NBA fan, so I keep up with the basketball and all the players and stuff. So like I saw that and I'm like, that guy looks familiar, and I remembered. That's really awesome. So you were in broadcasting before. So
Yeah.
is that something you went to school for?
Yes, I studied journalism, broadcast, media studies, and I used to want to be a sports reporter. So
Used to.
used to. I mean,
Gotcha.
things evolve and
Yeah.
change.
See on the field running
Now,
around.
yeah, and now I do. Now I'm like, I do awesome marketing, and I get to work with this really awesome community that I didn't know existed.
Yeah, and we'll get into that too, because I'm sure, especially you, Becca, you're newer to the community and this side of things. That I think it's really awesome, honestly, and it's only getting bigger and stronger, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
Ashley, so before your previous employer, were you in the trades or did you do something else?
No. Well, I had a semi-retirement, so I was jobless for like 3 years right before I had this job, and I was just kind of traveling the world because I'm a really big traveler. If you guys don't already know that. And before that, I worked for a marketing company, and I worked for an identity theft protection company doing like sales. So very exciting things. So if you guys piss me off, I can steal your identity. I'm just kidding. Just
So
kidding.
so you
So watch your back.
so you got okay. So you had experience in marketing previously, uh, before all this, before either employer, in the HVAC
Yeah.
industry.
Yes, I did. Yeah, everything I've done pretty much has been very blended with sales and marketing. But I started doing a lot more with my last job, especially on the social media side, which is, how we're here now.
Exactly. So Becca, did you have any experience like getting into this kind of field where it's like marketing and sales and all that?
Um,
Coming from being a broadcaster, did you have any other experience in between, or you just kind of jumped into it?
Yeah, so before I joined plumbing, I actually I did broadcast. I worked in the new media department and broadcast promotions for a little company called Hustler. um,
Okay.
and yes, so it's always a fun story to tell people. But I worked for Hustler for 5 years. They have a location for their broadcast studio in Boulder, Colorado. And so I used to I did a lot of stuff there. I was a photo editor and
Be
I,
careful.
I used to like clip log, so I would like metadata tag clips for searchability. And then as the internet, stuff on the internet started to take off more, I kind of reached out to one of my bosses. I was like, how are you guys going to market this kind of stuff? And they had no idea. And at the time, I just personally loved social media. I've been on social media since like 2003, basically, back in the MySpace days.
Yes.
And yeah, then I just kind of fell into it. So I just loved Twitter. I loved social media. And I was like, can you guys let me promote this stuff on social media? Let me make some Twitter accounts. Because I mean, there's only one social platform that you can basically promote that stuff, and that's Twitter or X, as it's called now.
Oh yeah, it's changed since.
So yeah, I had a pretty successful run at marketing that type of product. And yeah, so I had really good like digital marketing skills basically. And that is why I was recruited to go work for the other company. So I started all of their digital marketing. They didn't have any of that.
So you already had the experience building up social media, and then they recruited you, and you got to do that for them. Is that, and how difficult do you think that is? Like, building up brands on social media, because people don't understand like, the difficulty and all the work that goes into it, because it's not like you just post something and like you're viral.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I basically study it. I feel like,
and I feel like both of you do that, because even Ashley, when I've seen, the stuff that she did previously and now, I feel like you guys take it very seriously, and it's something that you have to really hone in, master your craft, like Ben says, study and execute.
Yep, and it's always changing too. Like especially the social media side, right? It's like one day it's hashtags and it's like
Yeah.
keywords and it's like reels and then no reels and then carousel. You know, it's it's
Yeah,
constantly constantly
believe me,
evolving.
I'm trying to figure out every platform. I feel like each one of them is different, where I'm like, okay, does what I do on this platform doesn't work on this one, and vice versa, and you gotta figure them out basically.
I think they do it on purpose too.
Yes. It's like, I try something on TikTok and it works great. And then I try the same thing on Instagram and it bombs.
I cannot figure out TikTok for the life of me.
Same.
TikTok is, I don't know. I have like such a love-hate relationship with it.
Same here. Do you guys so do you guys take care of the Refrigeration Technologies accounts now?
Yeah, I do. I run that account. Well, those accounts. So
Okay.
Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm going to start working on our YouTube as well. Get that going again.
Do they have a YouTube channel?
They do have a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. I've never even seen it.
Well, I got my work cut out for me.
Yeah, it's not super exciting at the moment, but I'm sure we're going to change that.
Yeah.
Get some, higher quality content out there that's like fun to watch. There's a couple things on there that are good, but they're longer. I guess it kind of depends on what your audience is, right? Like what you're going after and how you're targeting your channel.
Right.
Yeah, because I think when I had John on the show, I was trying to look up videos and like there wasn't much.
Yeah, there's probably only a handful on there right now.
Yeah, there's not a ton, but there's some good ones on there. And like Ashley said, they're kind of longer form content. So I was actually looking at repurposing some of that content into like, can I cut it down to 10 seconds?
Yeah, I feel like everybody now has like really short attention spans, and that's where it is.
I read something that said that people's attention spans are like less than a goldfish now.
Yeah. I'm used, and I started my content over on YouTube, so I'm used to the long form stuff. So when I'm trying to adjust to like reels and shorts and the TikToks, like I was like, how do I condense all this into like something that they won't scroll past?
Well, I think that's part of the problem too, though, right? Like you're trying to make it a viral, like as a whole, we're trying to make something viral. So it's got to be catchy and it's got to be quick, but that's not really giving them all the information. You're kind of making them work for the rest of the information, which is the problem. So,
yeah. And you're trying to not only appeal to your current audience and the following that you have, but you're trying to reach new people too. And you're like, are these people going to like that?
It's a
but
whole like,
we're going to have great stuff coming up. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. We're going to do big things, lots of fun stuff coming down from Refrigeration.
Yeah, I saw that koozie you had there. Is that the one with you on it?
It is. It just, you did ask.
That's how you start. That's how you start. You got to market at any. You got to market. Put your logo on everything. Market everything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, did you guys like? I know Ashley, you said you were in marketing and you Becca wanted to be a broadcaster, but previously, like growing up, were you guys ever around the trades? Like, do you have family members that are in the trades, or are you familiar with that kind of line of work?
Absolutely. My dad was a auto mechanic. I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
he's still in the auto industry. He's a service writer now, but I mean, he was wrenching since I was a little kid up until he basically couldn't do it anymore because he has really bad arthritis now. And yeah, so he can hunt and peck on the keyboard, and that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, my dad was a tradesman. He was actually in the Iron Workers Union. So I kind of, yeah, he did a lot of different blue collar jobs, and yeah, so I've been around it for a long time. I have such a deep respect for people who do the trades. Like, it is coming from, like, me, I can barely like turn a screwdriver. But like,
So they didn't have you turning wrenches at either trades job you had.
well, all I did was press a button on a tool.
Oh, the press tool. I was thinking plumbing. Yeah. But you guys do all the trade shows, right? Like you go to these events and you kind of showcase whichever employer you were at. But now you guys are with Reefer Tech. So are you guys going to be at the AHR event?
We
Oh,
are.
really? Yeah.
We've got some fun stuff planned for you guys too. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to give anything away yet, but stay tuned for some announcements on what we're doing, some of the events at our booth. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I was going to ask about the booth, because I've been to the booth and they already have some cool stuff going on. But I can imagine now that you guys are kind of, I don't want to say taking over that, but kind of doing that now. You, Ashley, especially know more than anybody here that the HVAC community, there's a lot of fun stuff that goes on Instagram. Of course, the past couple of AHRs have been great. All the little booths that are from like all our favorite companies, and the award show. So all that's gonna be very fun.
Hell yeah. Obviously super excited to have Becca with us for the award show this year. I'll be doing the red carpet interviews again for Ben and the HVAC Tactical Awards. So I'm going to plug that really quick. Like, if you guys haven't got tickets, make sure you get those, because you don't want to be the only person who's not there. And then obviously AHR, I mean, it's probably the biggest event, I would say, for our industry. And all the fun meetups, all the fun like games and competitions, we're going to put on some of our own. So I'm excited about that. This is actually my first year being with a company that actually has a booth. So it'll be a little bit different for me. Before, I kind of just wandered around and got to see who I wanted to see. So I'll be putting in the time at the booth. So we'll, make for sure if you guys want to come meet up, I'll be there. Becca will be there. And then we'll have some other awesome social media influencers there as well, and some fun competitions for some prizes. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about the red carpet, if you're doing that again. And somebody had asked in the chat if Becca was going to be joining you for that.
I am not going to be on the red carpet.
Are you going to the show?
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%.
She has to go.
Yeah.
So
I already,
you'll be on the red carpet in a
I
sense.
already have a dress picked out. I'm ready. But yeah, Ashley is handling the red carpet. I believe we actually are, Refrigeration Tech is the sponsor of the red carpet.
Awesome.
And I'll just be kind of there in the background. I'm going to be getting behind the scenes content for social.
Oh, there you go. Always working, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never put my phone down.
Oh, that's a thing because I do a lot of well, I'm trying to build up my social media as well. Like I said, I started on YouTube and then I'm trying to transfer over to like all the other ones, and it's like, man, my phone is like filling up with like photos and videos of work, and then like I feel like I'm always on it because then I go and edit on there too or do little changes to them, and
Mhm.
it's a whole other job. I mean, that's why you guys are hired, at where you're at and doing that for them.
I love catching like really candid content. That's one of my favorite things to do is really like catch people in the moment when they may not necessarily be paying attention and then they have kind of, those memories and it just makes for just fun content.
And Ashley, what is your title here at Refrigeration Technologies?
So my title is actually Director of Education and Brand Management. So it's kind of all encompassing because I do, a little bit of this. Well, I guess so. My role with the social media side of things is I'm kind of running my own brand, right? Like I've got my own HVAC Ash brand, but
Okay,
now HVAC Ash is promoting Refrigeration Technologies. So
gotcha.
that's kind of that side of things. But then on the sales side, I'm actually responsible for going and talking to contractors, educating contractors on the safety aspect, making for sure they understand and not necessarily just pushing our product, but making sure they understand what they're using, looking at the labels, understanding what each one means, best practices for the products. And it's a lot of times they're not educated on any of that, right? You don't
Yeah,
know what's in the coil cleaner or how to use it properly or what they're even doing with it. So that's kind of been my focus since I've started. So if you guys want training, you're listening, I'm here for you.
hmm yeah. That's what I've noticed. So you do more of the educational information, and then Becca, you're doing more of the social media stuff. If you're taking over the accounts,
Yeah. Yeah. And, right now I'm just kind of learning the brand and the products still, but we're about to be putting out content pretty much every day.
that's how it works. Because I feel like I have to post like every single day just
Mhm.
to build it up.
Yeah, like
Uh,
multiple times a day.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
so then, like, how like do you guys? I know you guys obviously are working remotely because like you all are not. I think Refrigeration Technologies is in California, right?
Anaheim, yeah.
Mhm.
So you guys are working remotely, but you guys are traveling a lot now too, right? For these shows and different things. How has that been?
It's pretty normal for me. I did this with my last function too. So,
I feel like you
um,
travel like for work and for fun anyway.
correct. Yes.
I'm, I'm totally the same. Ashley and I are like so like two peas in a pod when it comes to that. We're like, we're not working, we're traveling.
Yeah. We want to do cool shit. So,
Yes. But yeah, just
That's awesome because I've never been a traveler. Like the only reason I started traveling was to do these AHR shows, and it's been great. I made it out to the Vegas one,
Mhm.
the Atlanta one. Now I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Chicago, but I'll be there.
it's gonna be so cold.
It is going to be so cold, but at least all of it's inside. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to make do with what we have. So I'm from Texas, so I'm not used to it. We never get any winter.
Just make sure you bring a coat. That's
Mhm.
important.
Very.
Viper beanies for
Yeah,
everyone.
right.
Oh yeah.
You get a beanie and you get a beanie.
So what are since working at Refrigeration Technologies, what are some of the things that you've really enjoyed about your new jobs here?
Yeah. So many things. It's
You've
been
been
really
here
refreshing.
longer.
Sorry, what?
You've been here longer.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been there for like 5 months, which I mean, in the grand scheme of things, is not a long time. But um, the environment is just so relaxed and so welcoming. I mean, it is a family company. We are a family company. We're smaller as far as like the staff goes, but everyone is so awesome, and everyone has like a good skill set and a ton of knowledge. Um, I still consider myself like a newbie in general. I've been in the industry for like 5.5 years. It's not. I don't consider that a long time, but we've got John, who's the owner. So he invented the company in '87. He's still around. You've got Mike, his son, who I would say basically runs the company now. He's been involved for the last 20 plus years. You've got Mike Burke, who's, his family used to own a distribution company. And I mean, so he's been in like basically his entire life. And then we've got Mark up in Northern California, who has also been in it for, 20 plus years. So we've got so much like good knowledge with us. It's like I just want to soak everything up, right? Like I just want to learn as much as I can from the older gentlemen. I want to learn everything I can from Becca because she's got a ton of different marketing experience than I do. So it's such a good environment. The leadership team is great. Mike, if you've met Mike or if you've met John, then you probably understand exactly what I'm saying, and that, they're just super solid, down to earth, very good at like, what do you like, how can I get you to where you want to be within your career? And that to me, I'd never had somebody say that to me. And that was like, sign me up, I'm sold. I think that's really hard to find these days. So having a company that really supports you and everything that you want to do. And it's kind of like, hey, you're the future, like we're putting our trust in you. And I feel like it's probably the same for Becca. I'll let her speak for herself, but having a company come in and be like, yo, you guys you're younger, but you have ideas and visions, and we want to run with that. And you guys are the future of this company. It's a really, really cool feeling. And I love Becca because we're really similar. So it's nice.
Yeah, like my first conversation with Mike, I was just like blown away. Like this guy like really cares about the people using his products and the industry. And I was just really inspired by that. And it's a little intimidating for someone to have so much confidence in you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like when I first started, of like, wow, they like really believe that, like believe in me. So it's just such an incredible feeling, and to feel so supported when I tell him like the dumb ideas I have for videos or like things like that. And he's like, yeah, do it, go for it. So
Yeah, I mean that's what they hired you for. So I mean that was gonna be one of my questions is like or comments is it's John and Mike, right?
mhm.
Uh, they're really awesome. I've talked to John a lot more, and then I've talked to Mike a few times now, and just the way they are, the way they talk to you, they genuinely are they genuinely care, and they put a lot of heart into the stuff that they do. So I mean, honestly they hired you guys, and you guys are really great at your personalities, your what you bring to the table, and the whole social media content. Like I feel like it has picked up. So you know I hope you guys do really well there, and I wanted to say how awesome John and Mike are.
They really are.
Really.
I loved his interview with John's interview with you. I was watching it on your YouTube and I was just like cracking up. Like he's a character.
Oh, I know. I really enjoyed the conversation with him, and he's just real. Like he started this himself, and he uh didn't really go by any book or take anyone else's uh blueprint. He did it on his own. He did it his way, and he was honest on the podcast that I had him on. where he talked about how he came about, and different things that he believes in and thinks of his company. And I just thought it was great. I love when people are just real, and that tends to do well with others. So it's a great company that they have.
Yeah, I'm super excited to keep telling their story, and I just think it's inspiring.
Yeah, well, you guys answered my next question, because I was going to be like, how is it working with guys like John and Mike and learning from them? But you guys obviously.
It's awesome.
So have you guys been to the facility there for the Refrigeration Technologies?
Yep.
How
I
cool
think
is that?
I think we both went out like our first week,
Mhm.
basically, go check it out, do a little bit of training, kind of meet everyone in person.
And we're
But
both going out there again in December because I have all these fun content ideas. So, yeah, we're going to be going out there again, actually, to show people a lot of the manufacturing itself, because that's something that people don't necessarily get to see. So I think it'll be really exciting to show people, like, this is where this stuff is made.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm like interested in. Like, how is this stuff made, and how does that work? So so you guys have gotten to see like all that, like how they put it together, or make this products and all that.
Yeah, most of it.
How cool is that?
It's it's like,
And I saw that you had like some on your counter, and I think you did like a demo for a friend of yours or something.
yeah, the other day I just had some friends over, and one of them like was just kind of asking me, and I was like, oh yeah, and I was telling them about Nylog, and I was like telling them about the consist
Describe to people too.
right, and I was like, just feel it, and so I like squirted a little bit in her hand, and she's like like playing with it, and she's like, wait, how do I get this off now? She's like, do I just wash it off? And I was like, no, it's not gonna just go off. So I handed her the Viper wipes, and then she took them off, and then a little bit later, she's like, my hands are really soft. It's like, yeah, those things are awesome.
Yeah, I ran out and I had to buy a different brand, and I like regretted it. I'm gonna have to go back and get the or order the Refrigeration Technology ones.
We'll definitely have to get you some more.
No, it's because my supply house has that stuff, but like they don't always stock it. So sometimes I have to ask them, like, do you have this or do you have that? And they've been better about it now, but like at that time they didn't have the wipes. I think they have them now. I bought like another brand, and it's just sitting there. I've only used like two of them, and I was like, am I gonna like go through it? I was like, probably not. I'll just have
who's your
to
wholesaler? Who
switch.
do I need to yell at?
I deal with Johnstone down here. They're pretty good, but you know how it is, because I even talked about that with John. Like, when he tried to get his foot in the door to get on the shelves and stuff, that's very difficult. And
Mhm.
I mean, that's a whole other thing. And I've noticed, that they push certain brands and certain products, and I always have to ask for like the Refrigeration Technologies. The solder weld is very hard for me to get to. A lot of products that like, us, we believe in, we like it, we use it on a daily basis. I don't want like some no name brand that maybe we've had bad experiences with or we don't trust. So yeah, I usually ask them for it, or I try to order the stuff that I like to get.
Well, I can say for Johnstones, they are a national account of ours, and we are like in their corporate, so it should be really easy for them if they don't currently have it on their shelf. You ask them for it, they can easily pull it from their DC and get it quickly. So
Yeah, I've had to order a lot, like, of the aerosol cans. Like, I stock
Mhm.
up on those like crazy, so I always have to make sure that uh that I have those. And like I said, they've been better about it lately, to where like those cans have their own section. Like they have a bunch now. But
yeah,
before, I had to tell them like, can you order me a box, this and that. But it's getting there.
good, good. We'll make sure they know what's up.
Eventually needs to make some calls to
You're
Texas.
like, hello.
Are
Where's
you
the
guys the ones that kind of like handle that type of situation, or no?
so we have rep agencies that work for us, and we have kind of someone in every region, but it's also like, I won't say Becca, because Becca is going to be solely marketing function, but like the sales side, so myself, Mark, and Mike Burke would be responsible for making for sure that what you guys want is in the places that you want, and whether that means helping the rep get there, or directly dealing with the wholesaler, then yes.
Okay, yeah, because like with the solder, like for example, the solder weld stuff, I had to. I was talking to Lance about it, and he's like, "Who do I have to call?" And he was like, already like, "I'm gonna be on the phone right now," and this and that. So, um, just us as techs, if you guys in the chat, if you have a product that you like or want to support, just keep asking the supply house. Eventually, if enough people ask, they have to carry it.
Absolutely. I always say it's like a tag team effort, right? We need you guys, the contractor, which is why I'm kind of going after the contractor. You guys ultimately make the decision about what's stocked in the store. So if we can get enough of you guys saying, this is a product that I want, like, I don't want the other stuff, that really helps us. And then we kind of follow it up with like, hey, we're here. Here's what we can do for you. Stock our product. You've already got all these people who are wanting it. So that's kind of how it works.
And those products, you guys basically have to learn the ins and outs of the whole line. And I know, like, you actually are doing the educational demos, all that kind of stuff. How long does it take you to learn all that kind of stuff? Because I feel like you really know, all the little details, and you're not just like, here it works. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the person and how long it takes. I mean, there's definitely still stuff that I'm learning for sure. I do not know everything. I always say, like, I know enough to be dangerous. But for me, it's really important, because I'm not a tech and I haven't been in a tech. It's really important for me to feel very confident in what I'm saying and know what I'm talking about. I also think it's, I've spoken about this before. I always feel like, especially if it's a new interaction with somebody, a lot of people will kind of discount me because, I'm a female and they don't expect me to know it. So it's kind of like ooh, yeah, I gotcha. When I, rattle off all the things, you're like, oh, okay, you get it. So, we just have to be mindful of, or I have to be mindful about like what I'm speaking about. I don't ever want to look, unintelligent or uneducated about a product that I am pushing.
Are
Yeah.
you learning all that too, Becca?
I am. I'm definitely learning it all. I mean, I learned a lot about plumbing and like stuff I never thought I would ever know. In the 6 years I did that. So yeah, and it's important for me to have like a solid understanding of all the products so that I know what kind of content to put out, and so that I can speak about the products on social in ways that people will understand.
Yeah, because it's the products we use out in the field, right? So you gotta, like I said, demo it or show it, or if you're gonna sell it, you need to know uh the most you can about it. Because yeah, I'm sure, like, and even myself, I know, like, you guys, like you said, since you're a woman, they might try to test you, or whatever it may be. But even myself, like man or woman, because I've had men at these supply houses, because sometimes they just hire whoever, to work the counters. I'm trying to look for something. I'm trying to ask for something in particular, and they have no clue as to what I'm talking about. And I try to break it down as simple as I can, to a point now where I do a little quick search for a part number. I have to go in there and be like, look, here, it's on your shelf. Can you just, go get it? Or it's in the back or something like that. So I get frustrated too when people don't know uh, the things I'm talking about. So it's good that you guys, learn the whole product, learn how to use it. Because you guys are, if anything, I mean, like you said, they're going to test you, but you have to know what you're selling.
Yeah. And it's important for us, like, especially like on the social side, if it's a product that someone's seeing for the first time, we want them to be able to go into the wholesale and be like, this is the product I need, and not have the wholesaler maybe push a different brand.
Yeah, I'm very specific when I go now. I'm like, I want this product. I don't care what you guys have out by the door. I need this.
At least
That's
we have a very recognizable logo. That definitely helps. Like, I want the snake.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had asked John about that because like it's it's Refrigeration Technologies, but that whole Viper type of branding, he said, really helped them out, and it's very unique. It's very, I guess, cool looking. Eye catching. You notice it right away.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have to say when they did the rebrand, I think it was in like 2017 that definitely helped. Because I'm sure you saw probably back when you were in the office some of the older like marketing, some of the
Yeah.
bottles and stuff, and it's like crazy how far it's come, and how much more. I think that a lot of the branding and marketing in general in this industry is kind of like behind the times. Everything still looks kind of 80s, early 90s. So
I feel like some
um,
people are just trying to bring that back.
maybe.
It was trendy
Maybe.
again.
Retro.
Retro.
Yes.
But I think us having something that is, fun and bright it's definitely been a win for us as a company. So
Yeah.
on top of the fact
I
that we have
I
great
just
And there's
I
this.
just I just love that it works great because like I've tried different ones and like a lot of the technicians, it's like, what works, what will clean that better, quicker, because a lot of the products are cleaning products, and most times than not, I've been a Refrigeration Technologies person like for years now. Before social media and all that, like I used a few different ones. I used the one that everybody likes, the lemon scented kind of
Mm,
aerosols and all that. And I don't know, it never cleaned right. And then like I got the aerosol from the Viper one, and I was like, holy cow, like this foams up a lot and it pushed out all the dirt. So like just by trial and error, I found myself onto that Refrigeration Technology side. And like you said, if you guys can demo it, like visuals are a lot too, and that's where social media comes in. You market it by showing the product.
Mhm.
yeah, we're
Je-
we're pretty blessed in that we have great products, but that they are also safe. And that's kind of that's always been our take. I'm sure John talked about that when you spoke with him.
yeah, Jen here says she got the Pookie off her jeans with Viper foam. I feel like they find
Yeah.
so many different ways to use these the products.
Yeah. Hey, Jen. Yeah, that the aerosol has like a million and one uses. Like, clean your truck, get stains out of your clothes, clean your
Oh
grill.
yeah, I've seen that people have been submitting a lot of stuff now that you guys have been asking for, like photos and videos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot of unique case uses. But that was going to be my other point. The reason I switched is because I work in kitchen areas, in
Mm,
kitchens a lot, and hospitals. So I started looking at that label that said food safe. So that was one of the things that got me like to switch over to them. And then of course, they keep coming out with things, whether it's like the what are they called, the venom packs, saves a ton of space in my van. But the labels are very important, and I noticed that that's the one thing that you started focusing on when you started, Ashley, was hey, read the labels. And it's true, because they're not all made the same. They might look the same, they might be similar in color and all that, but they're not made the same.
you are dead on with that, right? And I think that for whatever reason, most people don't read labels on packaging. We don't like to read instructions or manuals or anything like that. We just kind of like go to it, and the norm for so long in this industry has been these products that are really corrosive and really toxic from like a human perspective, not let alone like your equipment. But if you get products on your hand that's going to burn you or it's going to eat your tennis shoes, like you should really not be using that, and you don't really need to use a product like that. So we've got a good product that works. So that's the other thing. Like, oh, well, does it work? Like, it works. Test it, try it. You've got lots of people out there that are using the product that love it. But on the flip side, it's also really safe, which I love. I love that we can say that, and I think that that's huge.
Are you going to use that in your marketing, Becca?
Yes. All of these are sound bites.
All right.
Yeah, because like even that, like you said, getting it on you, because When I had John on the podcast, he was like, "I don't care if I don't sell any more of the brighteners." He's like, I just want the text to be safe," and that was really cool because that stood out to me in our conversation with how he doesn't really focus on the sales or what sells more or what we can push and this and that. His thing has always been like what works and what's safe, and I love that.
Yep. We don't really push bright. Like we don't talk about. I don't talk about it in my sales pitch. I don't bring it up when I'm, talking to people. I'm like, you need the evap and you need the condenser. Those are what you need. The only time that we really sell it is if we have customers that are like, this is exactly what I need, because this is what I'm used to, and they're very, very adamant on it. Or if they're people who are in like the kitchen, a lot of the kitchen industries where there's like a lot of grease and grime that's really really heavy and
Yep.
heavily neglected units, but it's not our want to sell that. We don't usually, you don't need that product, so we need to get people away from like, I just want to burn the shit out of everything. So
There's better
Yeah,
ways.
there's better ways. Yes, exactly.
and that's something that like I was never focused on before. Honestly, like nobody said, "Hey, read the labels," you know. So I appreciate the that kind of content, bringing awareness basically. And like I said, once I started seeing you post about the safety labels, I was like, that's actually what got me to switch, was just seeing that food safe. And then once I started looking at more and more, it just made more sense. I work in kitchens. I'm and the micro channel safe stuff works good. The aerosol works really good because we deal with a lot of grease and it'll cut through it. It's not like you need the brightener stuff. So
Yeah, our condenser cleaner is a workhorse. It'll do a lot without. I think people just don't give it a chance. They just, oh, blue, blue. I'm gonna go blue. So
yeah, as soon as I walk in the door, it's just a big wall of blue containers, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to the back and get the good stuff. Uh, but like, and John's a chemist. John has done so much, on that side of things where he knows what works and what will do best, and he's even still tweaking things. So I thought that was really cool. Like he's, that's what he is. That's what he does, and that it shows. So thanks for John.
yes, he
Oh,
cares. He cares a lot.
He really
It's,
does.
it's definitely, I think, probably one of the most important parts about this company. He really does care. He was in the field. He created all these things to be better, so that he didn't have to mess around with things that were ineffective and harmful. So, I don't think that thought process is ever going to leave this company.
So you guys have always been like the social media aspect of marketing and stuff, right? Has that really changed in the past few years, even with our whole situation, like in 2020? Or do you think it's better now?
So I didn't do anything in this industry with social media until COVID.
Okay.
So that's actually when I started doing it. It's because I couldn't make calls as a salesperson, right? Everyone was closed down. No one wanted to see me. And I got really bored. And I was like, I'm not going to call people on the phone and try to explain to them what my product does, because who wants to listen to that, honestly, right? So I started social media in order to kind of reach more people, and it just kind of took off. I didn't, never in a million years did I think I would be like, I don't even call myself an influencer because I don't think I have like a crazy following. But I'm like, I have, I'm approaching 5,000, and like, that is bananas. Never in my life did I think I would have a social media account dedicated to HVAC that had close to 5,000 followers. So here we are, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah. I mean, when it came to like COVID and everything, it definitely changed. I couldn't go to job sites and things like that. So it changed a lot of like the type of content I was going to be creating. I think it also changed the way people consume content. And so obviously like TikTok took off because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
And so it really reshaped the way that we use social media. I mean, we have reels now because of TikTok. And so it really made me as like a social marketer have to like shift all of my strategy of going, I can't just post pictures anymore. I have to make videos, but I don't have anywhere to make videos or anyone to make them with. So it made it a little bit more difficult, but I think in the end, like it really helped me add all this extra time. So I was like, I was able to connect with the community so much more.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why I just even started my YouTube channel. It was just like during that time I had so much free time, and I was like, why not? But yeah, social media is a weird thing. Like it changed quite a bit. Like you said, the whole TikTok era that we're in. I even have to deal with that on YouTube. They push the shorts, so I was like, I don't know how to do this, but we'll learn as we go. And um, that's very interesting. The whole like marketing aspect where you basically had to call before, or you said like you would have to go to the job site or whatever it is that you did before, and now it's all through social media.
Mhm.
I think somebody had asked about the koozies, where they can get those.
Well,
Stay tuned.
so for the moment, it's kind of like stay tuned to our social media profiles for giveaways. If you see anybody in person, like so at a counter day, they'll have them. And then any like trade shows. So we don't just like ship them out just because I mean it's it's if we had to ship out koozies, we would spend more on shipping of the koozies than we do on the actual koozies. So we try to keep it somewhat limited and special. So
Yeah. Yeah, I have to send out stickers every now and then, and I kind of like I try not to do it too often because the postage on that
it's
is
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Plus, like handwriting everyone's addresses and whatnot. It's very time consuming too. So I get a lot of DMs like, I'll just pay for it. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to pay for it. It's not this is not Amazon.
But
So,
we
and you
are
have like
we are giving some away soon.
Yes.
uh
So
awesome.
stay tuned, guys.
And you guys have like stickers and things too, right? I think you even have your own, Ashley.
I do. Yep. We do have some Viper stickers. We have some HVAC Ash stickers. We have both for koozies as well. And then we have something else that's about to drop with this week. We'll say that.
Some more like
Some
what
more
do you call it?
swag stuff.
Yeah, swag.
Yeah.
Somebody had asked if Becca was getting her own stickers or anything.
Yes, I will be.
Well,
Yes.
you're the marketer. You're already on that. I'm assuming.
Yeah, right now I'm focused on the brand and not so much myself, but yes, they will be coming.
Awesome. Have and with how your jobs kind of changed through that whole situation, uh, going over to social media and all the types of things that you have to deal with in the trades. Is it like were there any major obstacles just being a woman, essentially in the trades,
I mean,
or
I
has it been positive? Has it been negative?
So I will say in the beginning for me, it was not super positive. I will say though that when I became a part of the social media community, it became significantly more positive. Um, I actually recently had a conversation with Ben over at HVAC Tactical about this and how, like, when I first started my account, he kind of reached out and was very encouraging. And then I went to the first HVAC Tactical Awards and I met all these people that I had been interacting with online, and they were so supportive and
Hmm.
so encouraging. And I feel like if I hadn't had that, I don't know that I would still be in the industry. So it's been really beneficial for me. I think community is really important. I think that that's why people do anything, right? Like you go to a gym because you meet people and you have your community there. And it's what keeps you there. So for me, it's been very instrumental.
Yeah, I mean, same. The building building the social community, what is what kept me coming back to work every day. Getting to interact with people, building relationships. I mean, when I first started like in the industry, I was like, there's plumbing influencers. I was so confused. And then like I got to meet and talk to, I just started commenting on everything and chatting with people in DMs. And then, my first trade show, I met Mike Flynn and George the plumber, and I was like, these guys are the nicest humans. And just feeling really supported. And for me, like having to learn something so technical, and I barely passed math. So like they taught me so much. I learned so much from the community, and that helped me be a better marketer and a better content creator.
So you had that from the plumbing aspect as well. Like I've talked to a lot of like the big, I guess, influencers. I have no idea what to call ourselves, but I've dealt with a lot of the plumbers over there, and a lot of them are nice too. Like I've talked to them, I've asked them questions, trying to build up my own brand, and they've been just as helpful. The HVAC community, I think you're probably newer to that, in a sense, because we have our own little thing over here with Ben, what he's doing, all the different companies. Honestly, I think they're all like on Instagram, very approachable,
Yeah.
and it's a really great community. And I mean, I just wanted to kind of close on that. How it's been, how that HVAC community for you, Becca, has been coming over from plumbing. I think you're probably starting to meet, more HVAC people versus like, I guess, plumbing.
Don't tell anyone, but HVAC people are so much more fun.
That's awesome. We have a lot of good people that are willing to help, willing to share what they know, whether that's uh, through teaching, the younger generation, helping people that like, companies that sell products, honestly, like I have talks with people that are starting their Instagrams, YouTubes, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you can reach out to these companies. You can reach out to any of these guys that you watch on YouTube or anything like that. They're all going to answer you. They're all going to talk to you. And if anything, we're the guys that use our product in the end. They got to make sure that that their product is good, right? So, I mean, it's an open community. There's criticism, there's good and bad. It's all, I think, in fair. It's all in love, and I think it's really great. So, I mean, that's awesome to hear that HVAC is better. I'm gonna clip that.
More sound
So is
bites.
it soundbite? There you go. Whatever.
There's a promo clip for you.
Is there anything you guys want to close on? Like anything you want to say or bring up before we end the show? We're almost at an hour.
Well, if you guys want any trainings on any of our product, we're happy to do that. Reach out to us. Yeah, I don't know. Stay tuned for giveaways, because those are coming up. We have an announcement this week.
This week? Okay.
So stay tuned for that. And come see us at all of the shows that we'll be at, and I'll be talking about them so you'll know when they are.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys need to go out there and find them, because I have a lot of comments about how to get beanies, swag, koozies, stickers. Everybody wants them.
I like that we're in demand.
Yes.
There you go.
You give, a lot of time it's like, you give us content, we give you swag. It's sometimes a nice trade-off.
Yeah, we have Just Work here. We are switching to Viper products. Thanks to Ashley for helping us out.
Hey, you're welcome.
That's awesome.
He's super supportive, so thank you for your support. We appreciate you.
I think.
I was wondering. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I saw someone drop a comment that said that they're in Denver, and if I want to like meet up and shoot content with them, I would love that. I don't know who that was though. I missed who said that.
I'll have to look back. I mean, I'm trying to go through it right now to see what's if there's any questions. Jennifer here said she dropped New Calgon because they didn't want me to use Viper. That's a hard no.
We appreciate you, Jen. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's see.
We probably have a little care package for her too.
I think she's on the list.
Yeah. We're going after all the ladies first with some fun swag, just because, I guess we can talk about that too. The fact that, we're at a shortage of women, but just techs in general. Like, this industry is going to be seeing some shortages. So we're trying to pull in as many people as possible into this industry because it is a good one.
Yeah, definitely. And that's for sure. We need more techs in general, but like women in the trade. And I've been happy to see that there's more posting. I guess I've seen a lot on TikTok too, and they're great. They're awesome. They do incredible work. It's it's great to see, and hope we see more.
It's growing.
Mechanical Environments wants a larger version of the red cans. He loves it so much.
Use cases of it. Okay. Okay. We can always give the feedback. We always give feedback back to corporate. I don't know if that's like something we can do or not, but
yeah, I go through mine quite a bit because, like I said, I work on kitchen equipment. So when I go in there, I just spray down the whole thing. Tend to use a whole can, but it's fine. I try to stock up a whole bunch. Jennifer wants you to do a training for HVACs.
Absolutely. Reach out to me. Let's set something up.
I want to come.
Yeah. Anything for you, Jen.
Yeah, let me just go through the chat real quick, make sure I didn't miss any questions. Let's see. And I appreciate you all for making the time to come on the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's always fun to get to connect on a different level. I like to talk too, so
Same.
Brian was asking Becca about her tattoos.
Which ones? These are the only ones you can see right now, too. I've got a lot more on my legs, too. But, I mean, I'm assuming the one that most people saw is my hummingbird. So.
Nice. Let's see.
Maybe we can do a Q&A on our pages.
Oh.
A little Q&A.
Tattoo Q&A?
Jennifer's so cute. I love her.
Let me see. I think that was it. Brian asked about Crocs. Do you guys wear Crocs?
No.
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 I do not own a pair of Crocs. I'm sorry.
Well, I think Ashley is used to that question, but I don't know. I don't know, Becca, if you've seen, they go around and they ask that question on all the podcasts.
No. I mean, I don't have anything against them if you want to wear them in your house. But
I do. I think your man card is revoked if you wear Crocs. Sorry, guys.
I actually have a clip. I have a clip. I think it's from the other show, the HVAC night show that I have, because Gil came on, and then him and Kraus had a moment because they own a pair of Crocs with that are like fuzzy or something, and he's like, let me tell you this. I ended up at a pharmacy with them on, and I didn't realize it. And he was like, oh my god.
You can keep them inside. I'll let it slide, but no Crocs outside.
I draw the line when you put the little charms in them.
Yeah.
Unless you're a child or a nurse, it's a hard no.
Right.
Yeah, my kids have the Crocs and the shark sandals and all that kind of stuff. So they wear that.
On kids, they're cute.
And yeah. Brian, I want to thank you for the super chat, man. Great podcast with two of the best ladies in the industry.
Oh, thank you.
Totally agree. Crocs only on the inside of the house. Yeah, gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna cut it. If you guys, I don't know if you have anything to say, but you guys can follow Becca and Ashley on Instagram. I'm sure you guys are on most of the platforms. I'll try to link in the description where they can find you. Obviously, Refrigeration Technologies, great product, great company. You'll see a lot more of these two with them, so make sure you're following them on Instagram, on TikTok, on there's probably a whole list.
On everything.
Everything.
Every platform.
Oh, that's awesome. And I can't wait for your announcements this week and to see you all at the AHR.
Yeah, that would be great.
Thanks so much, Adrienne. It's been
Thank
fun.
you, Adrienne.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for coming on, and I'm gonna hit the outro if you guys have anything else to say, or unless you guys have anything else to say.
I'm good. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.